Swayam Prabha. Digital India. Educated India.
Welcome students. In our discussions we are continuing on sustainable development and mine closure. By now you have understood that in a mine closure is an integral part of mining, and in that we need to talk of this sustainable development, because now the focus of mining has changed from a company's profit making to our societal and community services. The social license of operating has become now more important. At the same time, we are more concerned about sustaining the planet, because there is only one earth, and if we do a damage to its sustainable systems, then there will be problem which can lead to extinction of the living being on the earth. So, there is a big challenge to the present way of working, and particularly in mining, so that our work with the nature should be concerned about how we can sustain the earth. So, today we will be discussing on sustainability measurement and reporting, then how sustainability is measured. Now, this is exactly a sustainability is a self-maintaining system. As you know that the rivers, that when in the rainy season they get flooded, they just bring a lot of fertile soil to the agricultural field, and they exactly bring new species of fish, and the community live on that. And again in the dry season we see that the rivers has got only minimal water, in many places no water, but those aquatic life, they have got certain places where they keep themselves living, and again in the rainy season the river becomes normal and all. But by that way this system is running for years after years, for 1,000 years. When we talk of sustainability, a self-maintaining system is very, very important by itself. By naturally, when a thing is continuing, we can tell that this is a sustaining system, and there is a long term maintenance, that is the way it is running, it will have to continue for a long period. But thing is that in our human interactions with the nature, our industry, how can we make them self maintaining? There is a different way of thinking how we work, is a sustainability. Our work is sustainable or not. In that we need to know about how you measure that sustainability and how we report it. So, in today's lecture we will be just telling about this sustainability, which is nothing but a characteristic of a dynamic system that maintains themselves, rather than we are just having an end point that can be defined in a short time. That is, for a long time this will continuing, one will be supporting to the other, and that things will go. So, that is what a sustainable system. And then we have got this environmental sustainability is another concept. Your environment, it is exactly, it's sum total of so many factors. It's our soil, air, water, our this living, that environment in which we are having our food, our type of food, our type of supporting materials for our clothes, for our shelter, all we derive materials from the environment. And for that, whether this environment will be maintaining this supply for a long term or not, because sustaining means here we will have to keep this provisioning from the nature for a long term. For that, the environment will have to be maintained in such a way. It is not like that you bring a big colonies and big buildings near the Jamuna bank and you are killing the Jamuna river near Delhi forever, which will never be able to sustain the requirement of this villages requirement. That is exactly with the constructions near river Yamuna, many of these unauthorized illegal occupants bringing big colonies has broken that sustainable system. There no more the environment can be maintained. The river Yamuna can never be the river Yamuna again, because it is totally destructed by the interruptions by human being. That is, a environmental damage has been caused, which will be far from reviving. So that's why when we talk about the sustainability, a long-term maintenance concept is very, very essential. It is essential to ensure an accurate and efficient measurement of environmental footprint for ensuring sustainability. That just like that the big real estate coming up near Yamuna river, like the destruction of the forests for mining, there are two different aspects. If for mining we do something that is exactly recreatable, because mining is a temporary job, but because of mining, when there is a permanent things come up, a real estate come up near the mining area in the forests, and other anthropogenic permanent activity starts, then there is a difficulty in sustaining that whatever were before. So with these concepts, we need to know about how our sustainability performance or the reporting initiatives are there, because today world is very conscious about what is happening to the our environment, and for that there is a reporting initiative, global reporting initiatives. There are standard forms of how standard norms by ISO 14001. We are having that exactly the environmental measures, how it is taken. All responsible companies, they will have to prepare this sustainability report. In that sustainability report, which is a mandatory by even our Companies Act, a company will have to develop every year along with their annual report one sustainability report. In that sustainability report, they will have to measure that their sustainability efforts and then sustainability performance. So today's discussion will be telling about something, how define the indicators to measure sustainability, because whether your efforts are sustainable or not need to be measured. And you will have to explain the global reporting initiative for sustainability, how the world has exactly come to an agreement that they will be reporting whatever the actions they are doing, because the planet Earth is shared by all of us. If a particular company, a particular industry in the US or in South Africa, they are doing certain work on that in a different way, it will affect us as well. The amount of carbon dioxide released by United States by extraction of oil from 1949 onward, the amount of industrial development in the developed country, they have damaged the Earth's surface in so much that exactly the global warming is now beyond control, because they have given also a world order where the third world countries are also following the same, and they are exactly damaging the Earth. This is exactly the way, the development which the Western definitions gave us. Because of that, the sustainability measurement and the present condition is different. But in that, to come out of this, to make again the Earth a livable for our next generations, we will have to measure our sustainability, and then we will have to describe, so that after this lecture you should be able to define this measuring of sustainability and how you will be reporting that, and what will be the how will you know the performance of it? That is what exactly is known. So, sustainable development, which exactly in today's context is defined based on three elements, that is environmental, economic and societal, that is social. Your environment, the what nature gives, and that is how our anthropogenic activities, human activities, how their nature is going to react with it, and their changes must be measured. Similarly, the economic activities, because that only define whatever how our present day business is going on, and of course, the social. We will be discussing on these issues now. So, sustainability is a multi-criteria process that has made the policy making environment more intricate both in macro and micro level. So, when we talk of sustainability, it is at a micro level as well as a macro level. A micro level, in the local level, we will have to do certain things that the things remain sustainable, and then we will have to think of the regional and global level where it is there, because it is the local activities which may have a far reaching impact on the other global and regional activities. So, when we talk of this sustainable development and sustainable, we will have to find out what are the indicators by which we will be knowing that our development is sustainable or not. Now, when we talk of this sustainable development, there could be a different categories. That is, one is your socio-economic development. This socio-economic development, what is happening, are they sustainable? So, for that we will have to measure different categories, that how exactly the activities are contributing to the GDP, how the eco-efficiency of it, how the employment generated by our activities, and whether that could be sustainable or it is just only a temporary boom, and then there will be a different things. So, sustainable consumption and production, that is another thing, that is what is the consumption patterns and what is the production patterns. It depends on that is exactly that whether the wheat being produced over there, it is how much exactly can be distributed outside, how much will have to be retained, and that whether the pattern of consumption is changing, whether the people used to take tea has now converted to Coke, whether the people are exactly drinking coconut water, or they would be preferring the carbonated water. Depending on that, the supply chain and the environmental stress on that area may be different, may be difficult, may be changing. So, for example, if there is a spring water in a hill and then the people consume over there, but if the mineral water selling company get hold of it and starts taking the water from there, and their factory products and their this waste liquid can go mixed into the streams, and downstream below where the common people take and use that water, they may be subjected to the pollutions, and they may their sustainable water sources will get affected. So, by that, wherever there is a encroachment of human activities, there we will have to see that how that your pattern get changed. As we have seen today, nowhere almost in our country you will find that from the open well we drink water, because most of the places, particularly in the Gangetic basin, that Damodar basin or Brahmaputra basin, where there is a alluvial soil, where there used to be water within 5 to 6 meter of depth, there also the people state habitations increased, population started having their toilets and the latrine, which are exactly contaminating the whole water level. As a result, today you cannot drink those water, that water table got contaminated because of the human activities. No town in this that our river basin cities yet do have a proper sewage disposal system, and then proper collecting of those and treatments, that is a sewage water treatment plant, STPs are not there in the towns. Every town they are having a small safety tanks, from that safety tanks the leaked water they go and they contaminate the water body and whether it is a tube well or well, you cannot drink that water without purifications or without having some other intervention. So, that is where exactly because of our uses pattern changed, our sustainable source of clean drinking potable water which were there, particularly India was a favored God given state with so many rivers, but we have contaminated the water table, and then our sustainable water supply has got affected. Similarly, the social inclusions in which that exactly how the common people have been handling with their educations, their way of living, their poverty level, these are also affected by our political and social system. That there were a time when the whole education were free, and then there were societally the villagers, they used to maintain their own learning system which got affected. Today, because of the free food and then low price food grains being distributed, that skill by which the people used to produce food from their land has got totally lost. Now, if you do not bring some intensive farming or by some other scientific means to that our agriculture sector do not have those skilled agriculture labor who used to produce food for hundreds or thousands of years in our country. That skill has got developed, that got changed. So, there is we have lost that sustainability there also. Then the health, these get changed by life expectancy, determinants of the health. Those are the factors by which we can know that what is happening to the public health. Similarly, climate change and the energy level, we can know by indicators of the greenhouse gas emission, their quantity, and then the primary energy consumptions, how exactly energy is being consumed primary in production of electricity, or the household, how much kilowatt hour they are per using. Depending on that, we know that exactly how much how our sustainability is leading to. Similarly, sustainable transport, whether there is how the total overall our resources, their mobility, in which way it is going, whether it will continue that type of transportation system, and then what type of impact it will be coming, whether the rivers are still navigable throughout the year, whether you have made some arrangements for that, or whether there is a more that is pressure is coming to the existing railway network, because lot of things are there, no new railway network or road network is coming. So, that whatever it is there, whether they are exactly crossing their carrying capacity, whether the river or the road or railway, they have got a particular level of carrying capacity, but with the increase of population, development of new business point and development of new on that existing system, there will be more load will be coming, whether the system will be able to sustain that, or because of the overuse or overstress they may get damaged, and for that what type of plan should be there, those are the issues there. Similarly, the natural resources, what are the land use, what are the biodiversity, and then as we said that we can measure that what is the vegetation index coming, what is the total water body remaining, what is the balance of that water, how much is the topsoil getting destroyed every year. That could be, we should find out the topsoil is a natural resource, that whenever a new township or any construction project is coming up, what has happened to the topsoil, whether that has been preserved and that has been used for the other developmental uses or not, those need to be considered. So, similarly, we have got these sustainable development indicators also in the name of your global partnership, that is your whether our trading has become globalization, by that how much stress may be coming to our sustainability or how much benefit we will be getting towards sustainability, that can be measured. And then of course, there is a governance by which we are being administered there, whether there is a coherence or openness or not, whether it is a more supportive towards the development and sustainability or not. So, these are the issues by which you know that sustainability can be measured. So, there are these measured, after the measurement they will have to be reported, so that it comes to the public domain, people know about it. There somewhere it could be a warning level, somewhere it could be an inspiring level, and somewhere it will be a that is it help in the planning, that in which way we will be consuming the natural resources, and for that there are a lot of standards have come up, that in which way we will have to do the reporting. And for that I suggest you do this learning activity, that is your there every company they do this sustainability report. You just download maybe the sustainability report of Coal India Limited, or the sustainability report of IOCL or Oil India or ONGC. If you write in the search in the Google, you will find it, those reports are there, and from there you find out and highlight that in case of coal mining, you can highlight the mine closure initiatives, what they have taken, and how that their whole operation is going to be sustainable till your coal or the mineral is existing, and then how the development will be sustainable when the mining is over. So, this is the exercise you will have to do, and then from the sustainability report of the CIL you can find out this type of table, in which our air quality monitoring data of Coal India Limited, you can find out in their different subsidiaries from their various more high capacity mines, how much exactly the sulfur dioxide per in milligram per meter cube unit is given. So, then exactly where the sulfur dioxide tolerable admissible is 80 microgram per meter cube, where we can see that at least the coal mining, that sulfur dioxide emission from our coal mining belt is less. That is not there, because our coal do not have much sulfur. That is why even though near the coal mines, if there are thermal power stations also, burning of that coal is not releasing sulfur dioxide. Only the highest level, which has been in the Kusmunda open cast mines, 35.8 milligram, which is much less than the now allowable 80 milligram. Similarly, when we talk of this our SPM, that is your suspended particulate matter, the scenario is not good, because you can see that in some places it is going 527 to 547, that is your microgram per meter cube, which is exactly, that means there is a lot of air pollution due to this. So, by this way, by measuring this, now we will have to see if this is happening the case, then there will be certain nuisance in the living standards over there. So, we will have to do something. Similarly, the case is also with PM 10, but say PM 10 also, though it is allowable 300 microgram, here it is showing that we are all are below certain things, but sometimes that exactly we do not know whether this data throughout the year would have been maintained. They have been giving the annual yearly average, but there would be definitely during the rainy seasons and all it was very less, but during the dry season it might have gone much more 400, much more 600 for some time, so that the average has come down. So, during that time the nuisance will be coming, that may get exactly the people may health may get affected. So, then of course, while as a measurement their performance they are doing, because they are taking certain steps, like that they have got the fixed sprinklers, they have got mobile sprinklers, they have got fogging essence by which the air is taken care of. So, if you read the sustainability report, you will find how the industry is taking actions for that having their mining environment is sustainable, they are managing it. And also in the sustainable things is your raw material, your waste material need to be used, that waste will have to be converted to wealth, which is also a part of what is called your circular economy. This is a picture which is a very good picture to speak about, is the converting the sandstone in the overburden dumps of the western coalfield. They are producing sand, and that sand is also just getting support in our constructions. So, there is a economic and business and the raw material provisioning they are doing, but this also need to be looked into little bit more critically regarding the sustainability, because the sustainable things will be coming over a total life cycle and then total impact. Maybe they are doing it is converting to the converting waste to wealth, that sand, but if that sand is being used for developing a real estate in a place where that is going to damage the environment, then it is not good. Similarly, we can find out that your report for a sustainability measurement, you will have to measure how much greenhouse gas is being developed and then how you are exactly reporting it, that will come. And ultimately, a framework to measure the report study, this is World Economic Forum, they have given things that how to measure and report that supply chain sustainability. Near mining, that mining and metal supply, you will have to see that how you communicate, context and collaborate. Under 3 units, you will have to see that all consider all key impacts, then set science based goal and targets to be given, then develop your context based indicator, because this is very important, and then include all the supply chain players, whoever one is, just like by the not by circular economy of the sand being produced, but that sand where it is going, how it is using, by that also our sustainability may be affected. That will not be a good picture of if that sand is being used in destroying another ecological system or ecosystem or in a natural system somewhere. Similarly, build capacity across the chain, align data collections and analyzing of the systems, then be radically transparent, put everything open and then stay focused on the key impacts. This is the way how a framework is developed. Here also, when you do the measurement, then the measured data that will have to be analyzed. So, as a student, you will have to now learn tools. In this course, I am not going to teach you the tools, but I request you kindly go through that, take some self learning activity. I have found many students use Excel, but only the very basic minimal, which is a class 8 to class 10 students learn, with that they do not go further. So, I request you to kindly take some course, may take some online course to learn Excel, because Excel is much beyond a spreadsheet, much more it can do than by doing simple graph. So, you can use the dynamic charting over there, and you can take a learning dynamic charting from your self learning activity for spending 2 to 3 hours a day for 3 days. You can be able to do the dynamic charting, and then if you get that how company keeps that data you can present in a much comprehensive manner. Similarly, that what is the real time analytics, that also you need to know, and then that analyzing those data, many times we see that students, they get the data, but they do not know how to exactly visualize that data or interpret that data, because they are not properly put together to derive information out of it and then to build knowledge out of it. So, I request you to kindly make this learn Excel, so that you can handle data in a better way to construct knowledge. So, that measuring sustainability is a very important matter. So, measuring sustainability requires proper selection of key sustainability metrics and contributes to effective process improvements, and sustainability measurements provide real time data quantitatively, which helps the company to take internal strategies to mitigate environmental, social and economic risks. Now, these data for sustainability measurements are collected internally for daily activities or outside using third party ratings and indices. So, once you get the data, from that data you will have to know whether it is contributing to sustainable development or not. Now, coming to this, exactly why we measure sustainability. Measuring sustainability performance, it aligns a company's economic goal with better social contribution and reduced environmental harm. So, you do that thing, you will have to measure, and then the data to be collected, and from their data you will have to see, your progress tracking will have to be done, and then whether the sustainability measures are performing well or not could be understood from there. Then it also that identifies a company's impact, that is how the company is interacting, its environmentally, socially, in the governance, where that their criteria are being this environment, society and governance criteria that have been in a properly optimized or not could be known. And then you will have to create a resilience. If you have damaged, after how much time the damage has come to the normal, the time required, that is the resilience. If you can quickly recover, your resilience is higher, and for that, exactly by measuring the sustainability, you know that your system is resilient or non-resilient. Then stakeholder engagement is another issue. By measuring sustainability internally, it will allow you to engage the diverse set of stakeholders, those interested in the economic, social and environmental aspects, different stakeholders, how their engagement is going towards contributing to the continuation of business. So, let us stop it here today, and we continue these discussions in our next class.